Are we live? I think we live a little bit. We live a little bit. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. It's your boy Lee. We got another Lee Talks video. We're gonna keep it smooth and simple. It should be like a 9-10 minute video. I'm just gonna be yapping off for a little bit. Clearly it's gonna be the first video back for since like what, a month, 2 months, something close to that. But trust me, the upload schedule gonna be smooth, and I'm not even gonna call it content. I'm just gonna be able to, this is my self-expression now. So that's the way I can output shit in my journey, so I can look back and be like, damn, I was really putting that work in, so I can see my growth. Now, we're going to get straight into it. This first video is going to be talking about communication. I think it's very important that I need to up my skills in communication. I think everybody's skill in communication needs to go up. That's probably the best thing you can have in life, or the understanding of communicating and understanding the nuances and the sensitivities of how people are and how they communicate, what they're really trying to say. That's really the best thing you could possibly have in a person. That's the best thing you can have in yourself, so you can understand people and know how to maneuver through this world the best way you possibly can. Now, what I'm trying to say, not even trying to say, what I'm trying to get better at is flowing through my conversation without there being stops, gaps, cuts, and then I convey a full thought, a full message, and it be direct without a lot of, how do I say, mishaps. Mishaps not a good word. See, that's why I also need to get my vocabulary up, but we're not going to down ourselves. Now, personally, me, I don't think that my voice is too cool. My voice is all right. I don't know how to fine tune it. I don't usually get the chance to speak out my mind in the right tone, and then practice my vocal cords, because speaking and communicating is a skill. I said this in my last video. It's a skill that is important, but if you don't work on your skill, you're obviously going to lose that. You're going to lose that, that edge of you. Now, since that last video, as you can tell, I got a different setup, different mic, and I'm clearly able to, communicate and flow through my thoughts a little bit faster. I'm a little bit more clear since the last video, but there's just some things I rather need to work on, because me personally, I'll just say it out front. I don't want to be that person that speaks out, because you're really not supposed to speak out negative energy, because what you speak out, it comes back to you in different ways, and on that, but that's a whole different level. But actually, fuck it. How you think is how you went in a hold on, because I got the whole breakdown for this, and we got a 9-minute video for me to actually say this without there being any issue, and it just being straightforward, and there, like I said, there being no issue. So I'm gonna go back to this message, and then I'm gonna read it out to you. And this came from the smart guy. He's an artist, and he's also, I guess you can call him a motivational speaker per se. But basically, he has his saying that's very important, and he's also a great communicator. Yeah, I don't know too much about what his intentions are for other people, but he's a pretty good communicator. So I'm gonna go back to this and see if I can find the message and send it out or say it, because I do have 9 minutes to spare. But until I find it, I just want to say I want to be able to use this platform to spread knowledge and then value for people, so they can listen to this and replay it without it just being any sort of like, how do I say this? I want there to be value and then information in what the words I say. So even though this is a Lee Talks video, this is me just really venting out, there's going to be a lot more informational like stuff that comes from my videos, because I like when you get something out of it, and then people can take it and then use that and then fuel it for their own endeavors, own education purposes, own all that stuff. So basically, what I was saying, I found the message, but what I was saying before the message is important, because I was telling people this: what you speak out, it comes back to you in different ways, and I'm going to break down what this message says. But I'm going to say it now, but it's going to be changed further going on in the next few weeks, especially this next month. But basically, I was saying I'm insecure about my voice. I'm insecure about the way I talk, because I feel like I talk like Squidward sometimes. So it's like, it talks like that sometimes, but I don't have I feel it in my throat though. Now I got the octanes. People tell me I got a nice voice, but I just don't have the capability all the time to free range use my voice and then yap on about, because just the way I live my life and how I live my lifestyle, and also because of the things I say and have in my mind without being there. for me, having no filter, which is, an issue for people, especially when you say what's on your mind, even though you don't want to cause any harm, because 1 second I say something that's on my mind and it may not even be true. It's just something that came to my mind and I don't want to project that on other people. I said this in the last video too. Now, with that being said, back to the main point, since I'm saying all this shit to come back to the main point. I have insecurities about a few different things. So this is basically the benchmark I'm setting from the baseline of, hey, this is where I'm starting at, and hopefully you'll see the growth over time. So one is communication and me being able to talk clearly and get to places where I need to go through with just using my voice, simply using my voice, only the words I have and the thoughts that I have in my mind. The person that I've been watching recently that is a good communicator and who has helped me, push this, hey, I need to get out of my box just a little bit more, is a person named Daylight. He has a lot of videos online of lives of just breaking simple constructs in your mind and breaking out and doing things that change your perspective through different ways. Now, he's also talking about conspiracy theories, but that's a whole nother road that I also don't want to get down, because I want to get down the informational road, the road, I guess, based in reality, but we all know this reality is based on perception. But even in that reality based on perception, you can change your reality at any moment in time. But that's a whole nother tangent I'm about to get on, because we're gonna get on that spiritual shit way in this. You're gonna see in just by, you can tell by the vibe of my YouTube video on my YouTube channel that's what I be getting into. Now, I've been speaking for 5 minutes. I really do hope that the past first 5 minutes have been recorded nicely and they came through, because I'm looking at the thing right here and it's saying basically that there was no audio levels getting picked up from when I was talking. So I don't want that to be a thing, and I have no issue talking over this thing for another 9 minutes. So back to the point I was saying when I was talking about what is a great thing you can have. It's a mantra you can go with. You can say it in your bathroom. You can say it anytime you want to in the day. You can say it just as a life, just a way of thinking about life. And it's important. I don't say it's important, but it's great to think about, because maybe it's good for self-reflection. So here we go. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Now I'm gonna read it again, and thank you for the smart guy for breaking it down to keeping it so simple and making it so people can say these things, and then you can internalize it and then digest it and then be able to use it. And then actually once it clicks, because you can say it all you want, you can speak it and people can hear it all the time you want, but it's until that moment of clicking, like the movie Soul, when that dude was sitting in front of a computer. He knows his life is shit. He knows, I don't say he knows life is shit, but he knows he doesn't really do this. He knows he's like a zombie. But it's until that moment of boink, just a little spark of light enters your body, and then you internalize it and you feel it and you fully wake up. That's when you can actually sit there and be like, wow, I understand this. So I'm gonna say it again. How you think creates how you hold on. See, I need to get that communication up, because I'm over here studying this shit. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Now that now that we're on the topic of communication, and I'm really rambling, you see the video. I forgot I have the video up that's showing like a time lapse. This video is from like a few months ago. Actually, yeah, it's damn near a year ago, to be honest with you, because I think I'm recording a music video and also finishing another YouTube video. This is my old setup too, so don't mind that. But how you think creates how you feel. So if you're sitting, if you just think about something negative, you're going to start feeling negative. If someone implants things negatively into your mind, you're going to start thinking negatively and you're going to start feeling negatively. But if you implant nothing but good and positivity and goodness into your mind, that's what you're going to feel. And that's same for any type of emotion or any type of thought process. That's where the reality comes in, that I think, in my mind, that when people have this narrative in their mind, whether that's what I'm trying to figure out recently, going on forward, because I'm going to be diving deep into Carl Jung, and you know how deep that motherfucker gets with the internalized minds and the subconscious and the conscious. And there's a whole array of books that you can get into for, learning all that stuff. I think when people's ego, well, I don't say I think, at the current moment, the internal dialogue you have plays a part in your reality, because at the end of the day, we're all flesh meats moving around. So I guess some people are bots because they don't have that internal monologue, or maybe they're free. Either way, some people's whole inner monologue is cohesive with how they are and acting as their flesh and meat. So whatever they tell themselves in their mind is what they are in this flesh and meat. Now, that's not a bad thing. I'm going over the 10-minute mark. I'm just gonna have to stretch this video over 10 because we chatting today. We chatting today. I might go to 15 minutes just to keep it clear. I didn't want to go over the time. My fault, y'all. We cooking today. We gonna break this down and then we gonna finish the video and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here because I'm chatting. All right. So whatever people say in their mind, some people, their thoughts are strictly what is the word? See, I need to get my vocabulary up. It's not synopsis. It's not synchronous. I guess we'll go with synchronous. But there's a direct correlation between what people say in their mind and their flesh and meat. And then there's also the other half of it where people don't have the same, they what they say in their mind, they're acting the complete opposite. And then there's like a middle ground and then there's side grounds and all that extra shit. But that's cool. The next part of it is how you feel becomes an emotion. How you feel, there's a tangible word, emotion that you're feeling. There's too many people in the world. There's billions of people. There's billions of books, billions of years of people doing this shit. There's no real new emotion that comes up because we're all humans and people have studied this shit to the T. And, there's a word for damn near everything. That's why it's important to get the vocabulary up and learn about what the fuck I'm talking about, because I don't want to speak in this sense of word salads. We don't want no word salads. I need that word knowledge. The fuck you mean? So after that emotion becomes a vibration. So that's what you carry your life around with. So I know that I carry my life around with, I pretend like I'm putting a cloak over my body. So I'm always kind of hunched over just a little bit and I'm kind of just out the way. I try to be invisible and it sometimes works for the most part because I think I'm pretty good at circling in between personalities, personas. I think I'm pretty decent at it because I'm real life. I don't want to say I'm Batman. I don't want to say all that bullshit like that. I don't want to say I'm like I'm motherfucking a master disguise man, but I think I have a decent grasp of putting the right persona out, putting the right mask on, and know how to maneuver through the situations. So then I can be, when I'm in my state of peace, which is probably my room at the moment when no one's home, that is when I'm myself and I can take off the cloak, the armor, the shield, the clothes, all that. Just relax. Now there's a word for what I just said, but I don't know the word off the top of my head. There's a phrase that describes what I just said, but I don't know off the top of my head. That's why we're learning. That's why we're getting educated. That's why we're taking the time to learn and dive deep into our minds. Now, that vibration is so clean because some people can spot how you feel. Some people have the keen sense to understand how you feel before the latter of what I just described. So some people can tell just by that emotion or that feeling is not out into the world yet. So let me backtrack on what I'm saying. That emotion that you're outputting, people can see through different layers. Some people can just see that and see your mask, see through the mask off the rip. They know who you are. I want to be that type of person. I want that person to be type of me so we can explain and have a deeper conversation to the whole center of who we are individually down to our core. I love getting to the people's core. I love finding about people and finding out what their core is, and maybe if I want to drop a little consciousness in that motherfucker, I can. And hopefully people do that to me too. That people have done that to me for me to even be talking like this. Because clearly I wouldn't be talking like this if no one came and planted the seed in my body for me to talk this clearly and this cohesive. All that shit, man. Fuck. All right. So that emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration that you walk around is like, this is where people that don't see through the mask see. That's what you output in life. Okay, that's what you walk around with your energy like. Now, that is pretty much what people see. And that's where, in a spiritual sense, what I've been thinking about recently is energy vampires, people that want to do good. Let's just do the extremes of both points. So people who want to suck your energy and then people who want to give you energy and good positivity and all that stuff. We can do all the nuances later on and we can talk about that later. But for the most part, that vibration is why some people, with the way you walk around, the way you carry yourself, is why some people get attracted, bring negativity, destruction, all that extra shit, all that shit. And you're like, why the fuck is this happening? It's probably most likely because the way outputting, the way your face looks, people can spot that when they just know. And then they have a natural sense. They have some people have the subconscious understanding of subconscious shit to see that. Now I'm running out of time soon, so I'm about to hurry up and finish this. Boom. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts likes things to you. So the more you output, the more that vibration becomes, larger, greater, stronger. That's what brings people towards you. Now, We're gonna go to 15:30 and then we're gonna wrap it up. But basically, that magnet is basically what brings your tribe to you. So if you're acting fake and you're doing all this shit, whatever you put out is probably what you're gonna get back. So if you're acting like your true self, you're probably gonna get some real motherfuckers. If you're getting some real motherfuckers, you're getting some real motherfuckers back into you, and you're speaking that truth out. So that's a whole nother tangent. That's just a little bit of key. That's what y'all want you to digest on, because we're gonna talk about this later. Thank you for tuning in. That was Lee Talks, and I'll see you next.